Sunny Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit awaits the Caterham Superlight drivers for round 13 of the championship. At the 12th race, last time out, Rob Jenkinson won the title from Matt Betley. Betley sits on pole from Rob Durrant here. And as they get away from the outside of the second row of the grid, the orange and black car of Jerry Taylor, Tiger Feet, goes into second spot. Matt Betley leads it from Taylor as they go up the hill towards Druids. Betley taking the wide line, not feeling to be under threat, but further back there was a collision. Several cars getting together under braking. And it looks as though we're going to lose David Garrett right away. That's his car trailing water down the hill with a broken radiator. So Garrett doesn't survive lap one as they turn out through Surtees into the country. Matt Betley leading from Jerry Taylor. Alexander Pilgrim's car looking a little patched up at the front there as well, the black and yellow machine. And Garrett's engine is out of water and he is out of luck here at Brands. So Matt Betley leading from Jerry Taylor and the rest of the packed field swarming through Hawthorne Bend. Betley leading from Taylor. Third place is Chris Cooper, car number 6. And that's where he started on the grid. Oof. Riding the curbs hard, Jerry Taylor through the Dingledale chicane. As everybody else does, that approach curb on the inside flies the cars up into the air. Through Stirlings we go in the middle of the field with Alex Pilgrim. And the leaders coming down now into clearways. John Ingram in the red-nosed car there, trying to get past his teammate Jack Newland. And battles on for 3rd and 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th positions right ahead. There's Rob Durrant with the yellow nose going around Alan Kerslake for 3rd place. Here he comes, there's Kerslake with the nose missing on his car. And the silver car of John Stack trying to go up the inside of the group ahead. As Jerry Taylor kicked up dirt coming out of Druids. So the next group led by Peter Mangan, then John Stack. Then the 6th car of Chris Cooper with Alex Pilgrim right behind him. And it's Pilgrim with whom we ride now, looking to the inside of Cooper. Over the curbs, will he hold it together as they go through Surtees? Yes. Just has enough room to get out to the exit curb there. Cooper's now one spot further back. And ahead of him is John Stack. Race being led still by Betley from Taylor, and still this battle. Durrant on the inside from Kerslake there, and 3 abreast nearly going back. As Pilgrim had Cooper trying to come around one side of him. And the blue car 11, that's Robin Griffiths trying to go the other side, still behind Cooper with John Ingram for close company, but this is a very close battle. And Griffiths goes past Cooper, leaving him to deal with Ingram and the rest of the chasing pack. They all fly through the chicane, and Jerry Taylor looks as though he's trying to make a move around the outside of Matt Betley for the lead. I don't think that was happening for him there. Further back the battle for 4th, Peter Mangan still chasing Alan Kerslake. Kerslake with that damaged nose. Betley still leads from Taylor. Nothing lost or gained between them, but Rob Durrant in 3rd place. Looking like he might be able to close up even further now. There's Durrant on his own. Then Kerslake with Peter Mangan. And then John Stack in this car, Alex Pilgrim. He's the next one up. And there is Rob Durrant now closing fast on the lead group. And this battle continues further back. Blue and white car is Robin Griffiths. Oh, and loses control as he just drops the wheel onto the outside into Graham Hill Bend, trying to give himself the widest sweeping run through it. Shakes his head in disgust at himself. Top 3 all together now. Matt Betley, Jerry Taylor and Rob Durrant. Replay here, watch him go right out there, and then, it wasn't just an inch or 2 out there. He was both outside wheels on the dirt there. That was a large error there. No wonder he was shaking his head with disgust. So Jerry Taylor doesn't seem to be able to do much about Matt Betley. We ride with him out of paddock and up the hill to Druids. Nice early apex by both men, keeping it all under control. A little bit of a tail slide down the hill as full power is applied. And further back, here's this battle. Peter Mangan with the blue roll cage on his white car. Alex Pilgrim and John Stack. And these guys are battling behind the top 4. And they're showing signs of damage. The 28 car of Rory Passy with the nose askew ahead of John Ingram and Jack Newland. And still Jerry Taylor trying everything he knows on Matt Betley, and still Rob Durrant right with him. Jerry Taylor, in the unenviable situation of being in the middle of the two cars at the moment, has to attack and defend at the same time. And you can bet that Rob Durrant won't just stay there. He will look to get his nose past Jerry Taylor wherever he can. So the three of them, this could go either way now. Taylor could go up or down the order, and so could the others. Oops, and it looks the obscured view on the 28 car of Rory Passy has caught him out there on the run-up to the Dingledale chicane. Couldn't quite see where he was going, lost his braking marker, his point of reference, and then finally got in too quick and had to lock the whole thing up. Out he gets, but the car rather dangerously left on the exit gravel there. That's where you would go off if you made a mistake. Alexander Pilgrim now ahead of Peter Mangian and John Stack. Runs wide over the curbs. If you do that too many times, they penalise you for that. And deep up to Druids on the inside line. Left his braking too late. He was on the rise before he hit the brakes. So Peter Mangian, neater, tidier, and inevitably quicker, goes past him. Alexander Pilgrim back down to where he was before he made that last move. Well, there is the number 11 car, still going, of Robin Griffiths in front of that group. We ride now in second spot with Jerry Taylor. Still, Matt Betley ahead. He's led all the way. This is most un-Caterham-like. But Taylor is going to show his nose at Hawthorn. He looks to the outside, then to the inside. Doesn't have the speed in the straight line to do anything about the race leader. Rob Durrant still with him in third place, the yellow nose on his car. Well, Jerry Taylor really has thrown everything but the kitchen sink at Matt Betley in terms of where he's looked and where he's tried. Betley seems to just about have everything taped. Betley lying second in the championship to Rob Jenkinson. Jerry Taylor lying third. Rob Jenkinson already the champion. And some 40-odd points just about between those two in the battle for second spot. Well, now, who is that who's gone off? That looks as though that may well be the end of the race, indeed, for Alan Kerslake, who lost his nose earlier on. Jerry Taylor really pushing very hard indeed here. And Matt Betley doing a great job to hold on out front. Under constant pressure like this, always watching the mirrors, not able to relax for a second. He's got his head down metaphorically as well as literally. Alex Pilgrim now. Let's see if he can go up the inside of Peter Mangian at Druids. No, but he gets his braking done properly as John Stack goes around the outside. And Stack looks like he'll hold on to that line. No, he doesn't. Alex Pilgrim gets back in front of him. Further back, John Ingram. Still with Jerry Taylor. Jerry Taylor this time much closer through Pilgrim's drop. He's got a chance to run up Hawthorn Hill and around the outside at Hawthorn Bend. It'll be wheel to wheel. But still Matt Betley has a slight advantage. And is he going to try and make it three abreast Rob Durrant? Yes, he is. Betley on the curbs on the inside. Taylor drops back to second spot. And further back, the same thing being played out. Alexander Pilgrim going down the inside of Peter Mangian at Hawthorn. Well, it's a very brave place to make an overtaking manoeuvre. And there you see the replay of the incident that took Rory Passy out of the race. John Stack, Alexander Pilgrim, Peter Mangian there, and John Ingram now joining them for a bit of a four-way scrap. Well, this is all good stuff, and don't forget, just ahead of them, or the only cars ahead of them, are the Leeds trio. They're not just ahead, they are some way ahead though now. So this is the battle for fourth place. Riding with Alex Pilgrim, ahead of him is John Stack. Pulls out around the outside. Now, can he make that stick at Paddock? No, he can't. Stack has the line. Pilgrim very close though, looking to the inside. Stack just manages to stay ahead, brakes a little later. You saw him surge away there as he braked a fraction later. Alexander Pilgrim determined not to outbrake himself again up the inside there. Through Graham Hill Bend. Stack hops the curbs on the inside and on the outside. Meanwhile, here come the leaders. Jerry Taylor going to try it all the way. Again around Hawthorne Bend. And again they're wheel to wheel. And again it doesn't work. This time he chops to the inside. Rob Durrant's alongside him now. Rob Durrant making a sincere charge for second place. Further back with Alexander Pilgrim. Down into the drop we go. Pilgrim's drop up through Hawthorne Bend. And he gets John Stack. Makes the move up the inside. And John Stack passes him back at the very next turn. Down into Dingledell they go. And Peter Mangan and John Ingram both lining up on the inside. Ingram and Pilgrim wheel to wheel almost as they get into the takeoff area at the Dingledell chicane. And that was a very wide-eyed moment for both of them. Jerry Taylor runs wide. Out of clearways all through the gravel. Hands away second place to Rob Durrant. Keeps it all gathered up. But at the death, Jerry Taylor trying everything to take the lead away from Matt Betley. And in the end, rattles his way out of the gravel over the line for third. Almost a photo between John Stack and Peter Mangan for fourth, going in favour of Stack. But there is the winner, Matt Betley. And ride with Jerry Taylor. Through clearways for the final time. Really had all the speed, just couldn't quite control it. What a shame. That would have been a fantastic drag race to the line for that victory. But it was Betley from Durrant and Taylor finishing in the end nearly 5 seconds back. Well, Matt Betley resisted fantastic pressure all the way through. A very well-deserved victory. John Stack fourth, Peter Mangan fifth, and John Ingram working his way past Alexander Pilgrim for sixth place. That's how they finished then. The championship already won by Rob Jenkinson. Betley still leads Taylor for the runner-up spot.